Just waiting for people to come into the chat. Hopefully we get some people. I'll just drink my water while I wait. You get a light on so you guys can see my sunburn that I got. What's up, Kev.net? Yeah, I'm really sunburned right now. I don't know if you guys can tell, but it's pretty bad. I just got back from Cape Cod, went to a wedding up there, and now I am back. So I haven't done a video in a few days. But yeah, that's why I look red. And if you really can tell, I mean, if you can see it, I don't know if you can see it with the light better or not, but I got these sunglass marks from being out in the sun. It was bad. It was bad, really sunburned. But anyway, and I just ran. That's why my face is even more red than it is now. But yeah, I'm here to answer any questions you guys have. And yeah, so what's up, Kev.net? What's up, Tommy? David? Yeah, Tommy. I'm usually really, really good about putting sunscreen on, and I was not when I thought it was because it was up north in Cape Cod. I thought I would be okay. Turns out I was wrong. Hi, Tyler. The Amazon FBA journey. So the Amazon FBA journey, I have been looking at products. It is just so hard for me to take action. What's up, Ecom Tom? What's up, Dave? So I'll admit, the Amazon FBA, it is so hard for me to take action because of the shipping charges and me not being comfortable with freight forwarding services, doing sea shipping or anything like that. And that is the worst part about the Amazon FBA when it comes to getting comfortable is the shipping. Honestly, I found probably like 7 to 10 products that I would be comfortable like putting the money out, whatever, if the shipping costs would be right. But the shipping costs are just so damn expensive that I just can't get over the Amazon FBA. I can't take full action like I want to into the Amazon FBA. So drop shipping is going well on Amazon. On eBay, it's still going well. It's not as good as it was. But what's up, Ivy? All right, let's just get into some actual questions here. All right, so hi, Tyler. David here from UK. Can I ask, do you use several Amazon accounts to spread the risk of canceled accounts, or how do you manage these without issues? I only use one Amazon account for my Amazon dropshipping. For my eBay dropshipping, I have like 5 accounts that I use for placing orders, or 6 accounts now, but I think 4 are active. And I have one that's interesting. I have one that's a business account, and I have $1,500 sitting on it, but the account is not Prime. So I'm going to have to lose some money and just pay shipping or whatever to be able to use the $1,500 that are in gift cards on that account. And then I'm just going to get rid of that account. So that's kind of an issue right now since Amazon canceled one of my business Prime accounts. So, all right. Dave says, have sales picked up the last couple of days? So I wanted to talk about this. I don't know if you guys if you guys saw my last video about, sorry, I'm trying to read some comments as they come in. All right. So I don't know if you guys saw my last video about promoted listings and how I took a bunch of my items that were selling before April 20th and put a 25% margin on them and a 10% promoted listing. So the day after I did that, my sales were the worst they've been in a year. No joke. So I went full-time almost exactly a year ago. It was the end of June last year. And my sales have not been as bad on my main account as they were the day after I did that, where I took those items, even though those items had never sold, right? Or not never sold. They hadn't sold in 2 months. Even though those items hadn't sold in 2 months or more, whatever the bulk change that I did on eBay by raising the price of those listings, it affected every single item in my eBay account, not just the ones that I did the promoted listing to. So that's actually interesting, but I'm not going to touch it because my sales went up the day after, and they're up, then they were up again the day after that. I'm trying to look and see here. So yesterday they were decent. They were about 75% of normal, but a lot of items sold, not a lot, but a decent amount sold that had a higher margin. And today I'm at about half of what a normal day would be on my main account right now. And it's 2:36 on California time. So, but yeah, so I think that change dramatically affected my entire account. But now, like, something's weird where it's once you like immediately do something is what I've come to the conclusion. The next day or the next couple days might fall off, and then things kind of get back to normal. Like eBay algorithm like might think it's weird that you made this like big change to a bunch of your items and dropped the search rank of some of your items. I don't know. It's very interesting, but my sales have gone up since that day, and honestly, it's really weird too. A lot of those items have sold that were, and it's not even to like anything to do with the promoted listings. So I have 3 or 4 sales on my main account, and let me just check real quick here. This is okay. So I have 6 sales that only equal $150 worth of sales for my main account, which is kind of funny considering it's a 10% promoted on 5,600 items for that main account. And then my other one has 6 sales as well on 3,200 items. But I have over 40 sales. Like I think like when I checked, it was like 42 or 43 sales. And only 12 of them are connected to the promoted listings. So even though I put a 25% margin on like all of those listings that hadn't sold for 2 months, some just randomly sold. So I'm not sure exactly like what caused that or whatever. Like eBay is just so random. It's hard to put my thumb on stuff sometimes on what exactly eBay's doing, but it's weird because it didn't sell for 2 months, and then I raised the margin to 25%, and then I just get like 30 organic sales and 12 promoted listing sales, or 12 or 13. It was wild. But that's where the promoted listing test is right now. My next step, I'm going to either lower the margin on the items that have no clicks. So I'm looking at the report, and I'm looking at the ones that have gotten clicks from the promoted listing, whatever. Like you can see from the 10% promoted listing, you can actually see like if you download the report, how many times people have clicked on that sponsored listing, whatever. So I'm going in, and all the ones that have 0 clicks, which is obviously 95% of them, I'm going to either lower the margin to 20% or let me get this right. I'm a little flustered because, like I said, I just got done running. But all right, so I'm either going to raise the promoted listing fee from 10% to 15%, or I'm going to lower the margin from 25% to 20%. So either way, I'll swing it 5% one direction or the other. And I'm going to see how that goes with my next test. I just think it's interesting with all the different stuff you can do to listings to try to make them sell. I want to experiment with every single one and then report back to you guys. So like I said, so far, the 10% promoted listing has not been as great as I was hoping it would be, but I'm still getting organic sales at that 25% margin on items that didn't sell before. So it's interesting. All right, so sorry for the long explanation there. Let me catch up. All right, give me some product suggestions for dropship. Take it seriously. So product suggestions for dropshipping. Find what sells on eBay and sell it on your account. So use a software to snipe people, or something like the Sale Freaks Locator, where it tells you if the product has sold, at least once in the past month or at least once in the past week, whatever. And that's going to be your best way for finding items to dropship. You don't need to focus on niches when it comes to Amazon and eBay dropshipping. You need to focus on products that have some sort of sales history already and add them to your account. How do you handle back orders? DSM tool didn't mark it as out of stock. Tommy, I cancel the so what I do is I typically either send a script that asks the buyer to cancel. I haven't had any problems with eBay yet. I know some people tell me that eBay sends them messages like warning them, saying, hey, we know what you're doing. Stop sending this script. Like, you need to select the right cancellation, whatever. So for me, we have a script that we send people for cancellations, or I'll wait till an item not received case is open, and then we will just refund the buyer then. No, I'm not saying at 1%. So for my non-high margin items, which are going to range from 4% on the front end to 20% on the front end, those are going to be at 2%. And then for my high margins items and my open box items, which my open box items are anywhere from 10% to 20%, those are going to be 2% promoted. So only my high margin ones are at 10%, and the rest of them are at 2%. Do you do variation on Amazon? No, I don't list any. I don't do any variations on eBay. What do you think about using sales promotion on eBay listings rather than sponsored listings? Footage, yeah. I have tried sales promotion in the past, and I really like it with sites that charge you shipping. So for Walmart, for example, for your items that are under $35, and you need to charge the customer shipping, like the $5.99 Walmart shipping, what you can do is you can put that sales promotion on the items, like, buy one, get one $5 off or whatever. And then when someone buys 2 of them, you get to keep the shipping on one or both of them if the order is now over $35. So I do like the sales promotion, but it needs to make sense for the source that you're using. So that's just one example of a sales promotion that I've run in the past that's done really well. Or like buy 3 get 1 free, or buy 2 get 1 free, whatever. You can do that for the items that are $15 and under on Walmart. But yeah, so in that case, that's where I would use sales promotion instead of a sponsored listing. Hello, Tyler. Suggest some item to start dropship. Okay, yeah, that was already answered. Sales have dropped again, or it's just me? My sales dropped because of that promoted listings, and now it's back up, or going back up in the right direction. I'm not able to provide tracking number on time. I saw people buy random products just for having spare tracking numbers. Just put one tracking number and then change it. Yeah, you can do that, but my tracking and uploaded and validated on time or whatever is like 70% on both accounts. So you don't need to worry about that. Oh, you're talking about Amazon. Okay. Yeah, for Amazon, actually, yeah, you can. What you said is actually correct. You can do that. You really need to figure out a balance between doing that and actually using the right cancellation. This isn't for cancellation. This is for on time. Yeah. Okay. Yeah. So do that, and then you can put the real tracking number in later. That's exactly correct. Sorry, I'm just trying to read and get through them all since I only have another 45 minutes today. What repricer tool do you use for eBay? I use SaleFreaks. What break-even percentage do you use in SaleFreaks? I mean, I use a 2.9% PayPal fee, and that's all you need to put. It calculates the eBay fees automatically for you. For me, what tested higher up to 8%, and my sales were worse from testing. Yeah, David, I think it's something that you need a big sample size, so that's why I'm not making any like big adjustments right now. I did make a big adjustment, and now I'm just going to let things kind of soak in and see where it goes. So yeah, the 10% promoted listing, I'm going to take it up to 15, or take my margin from 25 down to 20 and keep the 10%. We'll see which one works better. So I'll report back on that too. Tommy, I'm sorry to hear that, man, that your sales stopped since Saturday. What you need to do is probably list more items, because if you're not getting at least, some sales, you probably don't have enough items. But yeah. Do your listings go to the recommended growth section for you, increase your margin to promoted listings? Yeah, I mean, they always go to the promoted. Sorry, I'm reading something else and then trying to answer a question. I do this on every live. All right, so they always go to the recommended growth section, always, because I'm never the cheapest on eBay. Like, especially, you just can't be when you're drop shipping. But yeah, my recommended growth is like 999 plus right now. So yeah, what if we up the price on each listing, then do 10% sponsored listings and do 5% sales? I mean, sure, you can try that. I've never done the mix of both. I think at most I've done like 1% sponsored and then done like a sales promotion on it too, where with the Walmart. What are you talking about, Dante? 25% margin and a 10% promo. Where's the profit? That's a 15% profit on the front end and a 5% profit on the back end. That's huge. I do volume. I do right now. I mean, today it's slow. Or the last 24 hours slow. I've done like 140 listings from Amazon and like 25 from Walmart. So, but I usually do a couple hundred listings. My sales are just kind of slow right now. Would you consider getting multiple Amazon seller accounts just to diversify and be safe? Yes, but I'm not going to do that. I'm just going to focus my one account and grow it as big as I can. What would be the best way to ask Home Depot chat rep for a courtesy discount? Yeah, Sergio. So before you place the order, click on the chat box and just tell them, hey, I do a lot of business with Home Depot. I would really like to get a 5% courtesy discount like on this order, and they'll more than likely do it. Say 10% actually. They might do 10%. Also, do you think asking every time before placing an order will get your account? It won't get it flagged, but some chat reps will look back and say, hey, we saw we did this for you last time. We're not going to do it for you again. So what you need to do is you need to keep a spreadsheet of which reps are like soft when it comes to this and which ones will actually keep giving, a discount to you. There's some that will literally do it every single time. And then there's some that will check back on the chat history of the last one and say, hey, we see that we did this for the last one. We can't do more than one courtesy discount. So just keep a spreadsheet, close that chat, and just go to the next chat rep. And eventually you'll find the chat reps that work. No, Justin Bieber. I'm talking about, and I hate saying Justin Bieber because I know your name's not Justin Bieber, but Justin Bieber, do you mean 1.25 increase in price or 25% profit? I'm talking about 25% profit. I'm not talking about 1.25 markup. I'm talking about a 25% profit margin. So that's after all fees and everything. Plan to sign up tonight after going through all the features and setup. Nice. Yeah, go ahead and send me an email and I'll help you out. All right. Hey, Tyler, what's up, man? Do you add shipping table for states that you can't get sales taxes in from, such as? No, I do not, because the issue is eBay asked me for tax permits from the one state that I was charging in, North Carolina. So I had to send them a permit for that. And yeah, I don't want to risk doing the other states that I can't get tax exempt in. I just take the little loss there for those states. I mean, I still make money because my margin from Walmart's higher than what the sales tax is. Just using 5 to 10% off for 30-day limited time and increase it. Yeah, I mean, here's the thing, guys. Like, if you think that something is gonna work, like you guys are talking about this promoted listings or not promoted listings, the promotions. If you think something is gonna work, why not try it yourself? That's the only way I got good at dropshipping, was through actually experimenting with all of these different things, right? And then reporting back to you guys now, like what I'm experimenting with, and just seeing the results. So if you think something is going to work, don't ask me what I think about it. Like if I've already hit on it or whatever, or given you like a brief overview, just try it. Like, you're not going to get crushed and lose a bunch of money by putting a promoted listing on there or by putting the sales promotion on there, right? Like, just do it. As long as you have a margin on your product, even after the promotion or after the promoted listing, you're going to be fine. And if it doesn't work, then, change it back. You guys need to start like recognizing how to actually, think for yourself, but like take what I'm like telling you and then go experiment and like actually learn and think for yourself of what you should have done or what you need to do, whatever. But I know that's kind of contradicting when I'm sitting here like answering all your live Q&As, but what does ending the listing after it sells change? I've seen a lot of sellers doing that. Yeah, I don't end listings after a sale, so I can't really touch on that. What's up, Reggie? Tips for Home Depot. Watch my Home Depot video. My Home Depot and Lowe's video. Is there another way to get discounted gift cards for Amazon? Find a friend that's in the U.S. and get them to buy the gift cards for you with a 5% cashback card, and just pay them a small discount, or they'll sell it to you at a small discount, and you can pay them. Yeah, Brian, my front end margin has actually changed since I put the 25% on there. So I'm getting less sales, but my margin has like almost doubled, which is pretty crazy. But I'm missing out on a lot of cashback, so that part kind of sucks. Sell Freaks also have Walmart in addition to their Amazon research. No gaming goodies, they do not. I use eSync or EasyNC for my Walmart items. But all of that research is manual for me for Walmart items. Amit, so you said do you probably use Walmart with tax exempt? So then there's 7 states that I'm charged sales tax in. Maybe Hawaii and Alaska, but I don't sell anything to those states, so I wouldn't know. How can I use all 1,000 listings given to me? Amit, we return them to the store. I mean, it's just like with eBay. But see, we have a way of actually getting the customer a label instead of automatic returns. I don't want to actually talk about that because that's something that I've said this before. This is Matt's territory, but we have a way where, like, usually the returns are automatically authorized to be sent back to your address that's on your account, and Amazon charges you a label. We actually have a way to stop that, and we can provide the customer a label and approve the return from them. So that's how we deal with returns from the Amazon customers. But again, that's something that Matt should probably be touching on. Yeah, Ben, that's always a problem for everybody. But I mean, the thing is we don't get that many cases where people are very, maybe they'll say, where's my item? And then I'll say, okay, here's a link to the Amazon tracking, the link that comes in the email when the item shipped. So we'll send them the link and we'll say, hey, it shows your item was delivered. If you want me to send a screenshot of like the delivery information, we can do that for you, whatever. Most of the time we don't hear back and the item ends up getting delivered. I would say probably once a day we get a case where the buyer is very adamant that they didn't get the item, and then we have to go to Amazon, request a refund, and then Amazon will refund us within 3 days, and then we refund the customer too. All right. Steven, I don't know, man. That's a really tough question. I think once you hit 18, you can't really become, that much better looking. Like it's in the genes at that point. You've pretty much developed into a man at that point. And I'm sorry, Steven, you're never going to become as good looking as me, no matter what you do. I'm just kidding. Yeah, ask your mom. Ask your mom why she didn't have a better looking husband. No, I'm just kidding. I'm just kidding. That's funny. All right. Hi, Tyler. Did you do a video about keeping track of profit in GoDaddy, or could you possibly set one up? That would be awesome. Big issues. I just talked to someone about this the other day, and GoDaddy is not a hands-off tool. It is not an automated bookkeeping system like people think it is, right? Like it pulls in 95% of the information and puts 95% of the information in the correct category. It's that 5% of line items that you need to go through and place in the correct categories or whatever. So you can't just rely on GoDaddy to do it for you. You have to go through once a week and you have to delete the transactions that are like duplicates. Like, for example, when you pay off your credit card, and like if your credit card is linked to GoDaddy and your bank account's linked to GoDaddy, and you make a payment to pay off your credit card, it's going to show up twice in there as like an expense, right? It's going to show up that credit card payment from your bank account, and then all the transactions that were linked on the credit card, or the credit card that was linked to the GoDaddy that you're paying off. All of those transactions are already counted as expenses in GoDaddy. So you need to go through and you need to check and check and check to make sure every single transaction that's significant is being accounted for or deleted or whatever. So do you know if that Walmart tax exempt is good for other countries where they're established, or just the US? I don't know. I mean, I only like to really touch on things that are, areas that I feel like I have good knowledge on. I don't feel like I know much about how these foreign dropshippers are getting around certain things or whatever, right? Like I can tell you how to sell an item and I can tell you how I do things here in the US, but in terms of, foreign dropshippers, there's some that just know everything about it and how to get around laws or how to set up an LLC like in Delaware and then get tax exempt at Walmart, like all that stuff, right? So I hate to lose people here on this channel, but I hope I don't. But I'm just saying, find someone who does what you are trying to do. So like if you're in the UK dropshipping on the US, find someone in the UK who dropships on US, right? And then find out what they do. No, so CJ Core, most of my items are not tax free. I charge I put an additional 4% markup on products that are sold by Amazon, and that's all done in the Sale Freak software. It automatically does it for me. Sam's Club used to be amazing to DS. Now they started changing shipping and handling, even for Plus members. Yeah, I saw that. I actually never used Sam's Club as a source, but one of the first groups that I actually got in, the people there mainly used Costco and Sam's Club. And I never really liked the idea of using those because SKU Grid was kind of weird, or HydroLister was kind of weird with them. And that's the software I was using at the time. And also, like you just said, Ivy, you never knew what the shipping and handling was until you put the zip code in there. And then it's like, oh, wait, I didn't even know there was shipping on this item, shipping costs on this item. So do you think the 100% less chance to sell than competitor items in the underperforming category are useless? David, I actually was just looking at that the other day to see what, and I just have so many items. It's hard for me to go through individually and like see how many views maybe that item got, or like a bunch of those items got, because one item's not a big enough sample size. So I just tend to ignore those. I don't look at like underperforming listings or anything like that on eBay. I make that decision based on my filters on Sale Freak. So if I see something, has been up for 30 days and has 5 views, then obviously that's a crappy item that I'm going to delete. I don't look at eBay at all for that. I just strictly look at Amazon. Tyler, you said you send customers. Yeah, Dante, I've already talked about virtual credit cards so much. Basically, it's just a way to create a stealth account where you can create a new unique debit card, because you need a unique debit card pretty much for every single Amazon account that you're going to create. And that's Amazon auto order accounts. So the stealth auto order. Yeah, Ben, I do that. I let them know that I fulfilled the order with Amazon. Like I don't hold that back or anything. Tell me, I just got an increase last week. Yeah, 50 listings. That's not a lot, man. You're not going to get consistent sales with 50 listings. There's too many variables. Or there's too much variance. Sorry, not variables. There's too much variance with only 50 items. All right, do you use gift registry when you place an order from Walmart? No, I don't use gift registry. I use a gift receipt though, Amit. Reggie talk product eligibility checker for Amazon listings. Product eligibility checker. I don't know what you're trying to ask, Reggie, but one thing I do want to touch on is that Amazon just got rid of the ability on all of my accounts. I don't know about you guys if your accounts might be still able to do this, But add-on items are no longer like you're pretty much not going to be able to drop ship add-on items anymore, which had really high sell-through rates. They were the items that were like pretty much under like $8. And it's frustrating that happened. Basically, the reason is they're not allowing people to ship to multiple addresses anymore when an add-on item is in the cart. So yeah, that part sucks. It's not like the cart just has to be $25 anymore. It's like, yeah, $25 has to be going to one address for an add-on item to be sent to that address. So that's a little disappointing, but yeah. Yeah, Ben, the sniping method seems to be definitely the best method for generating a lot of sales quickly. And like I've told people, I start with the sniping method, or I started with the sniping method, or if I'm going to make a new account, I always start with the sniping method, making sure I'm getting a lot of items that have a good sales history and that I can undercut. And then from there, that's when I'll start bulking up the store and adding like a bunch of listings, maybe ones that have just sold once in the past month instead of, like the requirement of like once in the past week or something like that. Would you recommend changing the margins on items that haven't sold after a month or so to 0 to 1%? Sorry, my screen keeps cutting in and out. The thought is hoping it sales and then bumping the margin if need be. Yeah, Steven, I really am like torn about what to do on some of these items. Like I do change them down to 0 to 1 to 1%. I mean, mostly I've been going 1%, but and then trying to like work them back up, whatever. But it just seems like the people with the highest sell-through rates. This is only if you're doing a strategy of like you want a really high sell-through rate, whatever. But it seems like people with really high sell-through rates, they just delete something that hasn't sold in the past 60 days, whether it was like a great seller before or not. And I'm really, really torn on whether I should be doing that or not. I'm always looking to improve on like what I'm doing. And, I've seen accounts with 1,700 listings that have like 4,000 to 5,000 sales a month, which is absolutely nuts. But like when you look at their sales or when you look at their items, like every single item has sold in the last 30 days. So it's like they don't care if the item sells before and then like stop selling. Like they're just going to get rid of it. Like they don't really work it as hard as, I like to with my items, trying to like lower them and then raise them back up. But definitely a good strategy to try for sure. 2 Sam's Club accounts flagged for verification the same day I started using Top Cashback. Any correlation? I don't use Sam's Club, but I've heard of people having problems with Top Cashback with Sam's Club. But I can't touch on it other than that. How do you combat being sniped? So I don't anymore. I just keep listing items, and that's pretty much how you combat it. Use VPN? No, I don't use VPN or VPS except for with my auto order accounts. Yeah, Jacqueline, I'll keep the video up. Thanks for watching. I appreciate the comment. 1% per day, 7 days. Is there any formula you prefer? So, hey, Tyler, your repricer, what do you set it to? 3 sales up 1% per 7 days? Or is there, I don't understand the question. Sorry. If listing by yourself, should you list 100 items a day as a newbie, or will eBay have a problem with that? No, I don't think eBay will have a problem with it, but I have, like in most cases, but I have seen accounts get flagged and like they have to call in on all their items get deleted because they're just like moving too fast. I think 50 items a day is a good number to shoot for when you're first starting. And then once you have like 1,000 listings, or maybe like 1,500 listings, just start trying to go to like 100 a day. But the thing is like your limits are going to prevent you from going too fast anyway, most of the time when you're just starting off. Robert, so you need software that's going to filter your Vero out. And SaleFreaks is interesting because when a Vero is reported to someone on SaleFreaks or to the team on SaleFreaks, the whole title gets pretty much reported. So then you have to go out, in and you have to make an exceptions list in SaleFreaks. So for example, like the word brown might show up as a Vero on there, but you go in and if you see that once, you go in and put the exception on there and it won't do that anymore. But the brands, that's the important thing. The brands that are definitely Vero are not going to be able to be listed anymore. So that's how I combat Vero is I just constantly monitor my Vero warnings or the Vero problem items in SaleFreaks because when the system updates, it tells you the items that you currently have that are now on the Vero list. So. Do you know if the something Amazon ATEP Amazon tax exempt is optional for all third? So yeah, anything to do with tax. And I tell people this all the time. Like, I don't want to be responsible for anyone getting audited and then being like, oh my God, that guy on YouTube told me to do this and that. Tax is such a sensitive subject that you need to talk to a CPA and you need to get your own answers because that's how, I do it. And I'm not a tax professional, so I really can't give tax advice. Like, I don't want to. Like, I could tell you what I'm doing, but at the same time, I don't want anyone thinking that's like the right thing to do for them. Because like I said, tax is such a sensitive subject. Like it's a law that you pay sales tax to states when it's due and whatever. So if you're going to become tax exempt in states, you need to check and make sure you don't need to collect sales tax there and remit to that state, whatever. So that's why I don't like giving tax exempt advice. On Amazon items that have a limited purchase quantity, how many days does it take to reset? Yeah, Jack. So that what I do is I have like these, it's on SaleFreaks. It's called, it's called purchase issues. And I'm going to mine right now so I can look at it and see. So right now, basically what I'll do at the end of every day is I'll click the place orders button that places all of the orders that are currently pending in the purchase issues. And so any of them that have and right now I actually have 0. I don't have any purchase issues right now due to Amazon limited quantity. And that's probably because I have 4 accounts that I'm ordering from. So yeah, but anytime, I do get those, I go in daily and I'll click the place orders. And that way it will just try to place the order on an account. If it doesn't work, then it will get through the next day. Speaking of that, with no competition items on SaleFreaks, how do you know if Vero won't kick it since it's new? That is a problem that is actually a problem with no competition items. There's more Vero risk, but just respond to them as quickly as possible and delete the listing when eBay asks you to, or change the pictures out and then delete the listing. But you are correct. I know someone that deals with even more no competitions than I do, and they definitely have expressed that is a problem because there's no like data on it whether it's a Vero issue or not already. So you're kind of the guinea pig on that. So yeah, if you're worried about Vero, that is a good point. And I've actually mentioned that before in a video about that, about how no competition items can be higher risk. How many listings do I have right now? So between my 2 accounts, I have 30. Let's see. I have 32,000. Yeah, 32,000 items between my 2 accounts. Not sure how many are actually in stock. You can look at that and see, but I'm sure it's around 30,000, 31,000. My out of stocks go up and down so much because of the open box items. So if you guys haven't heard me talk about those before, you should look into that. It's basically when an item is listed from Amazon warehouse deals, and then on eBay, it's listed as new other. So the buyer's getting a returned item, but it actually states in the details that, it's not completely new. All right. Do you use any tool for listing and keeping track of items? Yeah, I use SaleFreaks. Take it seriously. Hey, thanks, Jacqueline, for encouraging the like button there. long did it take before you gave? Dante, so before I was comfortable, or like it took like 6 or 7 months before I gave my VA full access. I'd been like that's 6 to 7 months into like my dropshipping career. With working with her, it only took me like a month of working with her to be able to trust her with the full access. John, see, that's what we're trying to figure out now, whether the promoted listings is a must or not, and that's why I'm experimenting and constantly, giving just information out about how my sales are going or like what I'm doing to try to help other people, and that's what we're trying to figure out if the promoted listings is a must. Yeah, no, I'm not tax exempt on Amazon because I don't want to have to worry about collecting sales tax in all the states that they have a warehouse in. Because I've talked to people who say their CPA or their sales tax professional tells them they only have to worry about the state that they're in for collecting sales tax. And then I've heard other people say because Amazon has a warehouse in all of these states, that means that your supplier is storing items in a state, which then creates nexus for you when an item is shipped from that state that you sold. So it's very interesting. And that's why I don't give tax advice on what to do one way or the other. I pay sales tax. So that way, if a state comes after me, I can say, hey, look, I'm paying sales tax on all these items. If they want the difference, then we can talk about that, what I should have collected versus what I paid. But in terms of, everything, I think it's safer to just not be tax exempt right now. From what I've talked with the CPA. Like I said, I don't want to give tax advice, so just ignore everything I said about tax advice. Can you give tips on how to avoid shipping on Home Depot if you only have a few items on order? So yeah, you need to find other people that are using Home Depot as a source and people that you trust, and then you guys take turns like placing the orders, like combining carts basically, and just paying the person what their cost or what your cost was, or them paying you what their cost was, and that way you get free shipping on all the items. So it's good to have like a little mastermind or like a partner that is doing the same thing as you. Not really a business partner, but just like someone to bounce ideas off of or piggyback orders off of, like I just said. No competition items are items that are not being sold on eBay that are on Amazon currently. So no dropshipper has listed the item on eBay yet, even though it's on Amazon. So you're the first one to the market with those items. Yeah, no, I definitely earn a lot of money from the open box items. No, thousand listings is not enough to start earning a full-time income. Do you have personal? No, I don't do any mentorship or anything like that. I was doing that, but I just decided it was too much of a responsibility for me, and I get like really like attached to the people that I work with in terms of like I want to see them succeed, and I just didn't want to take that much time to like, first of all, I would have had to charge them more. Second of all, I just didn't want to take that much time out of my day to do the personal mentorship right now. Because like I said, it's just, I wasn't charging enough. I was charging $500 and like for 10 hours, and then it would end up being like 40 hours of work with them. Because like I said, I want to see, like, if someone pays me money, I just feel like such an obligation to make sure they succeed, which I just hate that. I hate that pressure. I think promoted listings should only be done for products that aren't moving or newly listed. This week's too many people promote every listing. I agree, Vex, but the thing is you're still going to get the organic sales anyway. So you're just adding like more sales to what you're already getting, I think, in my opinion, but I could be wrong on that. Be interesting to see if your organic sales go down. Like if you're selling an item like a bunch and then your organic sales go down after you put the promoted listing on there, that would actually be a good indicator that, yeah, you're probably right. Rigo. I use Sale Freaks to find my no competition items. Yeah, so I dropship used items I do. They're $25 and over, and up to $250. And most of them are between 15 and 20%, and then there's some that are like 10% profit. So 10% is definitely the very low end for the open box items, and that's just because the return rate's a little bit higher. Nice, David. All right, have you tried Zeek Analytics? Yeah, I've tried Zeek Analytics, and it's so Zeek Analytics and Sale Freaks actually integrate together. So, like, it's not like you should use one or the other. It's like you probably use both of them. Um, I mean, I personally, I like Zeek. There's other softwares that do the exact same thing that are just as good, if not better, and in terms of the user interface. So, yeah, Zeke's just the most popular just because they have really good marketing. But yeah, let's see. I think I'm gonna wrap this up shortly. But yeah, if anyone has any last minute questions, just throw them in there right now. Trying to think of what else I wanted to hit on. Was there any? Okay, here we go. Was there a point that you felt eBay was holding back your account? And then, yes, I definitely, and every single experienced dropshipper I talk to, they all say that eBay throttles sales. And this was even before the algorithm change, where like we definitely now know that eBay's throttling sales on dropshippers. It was so weird. It was like, and I remember my brother and I, we both were starting dropshipping at the same time. And like one day, this is when our accounts were small, like a month into it. One day we would have, 5 sales, and the next day we would have 0, and then the next day we would have 5. And it's just like we would laugh and text each other and just be like, haha, today's my day. Like eBay is giving me the sales today, because it's so true. Like I feel like they definitely hold your account back on some days and like lets you get sales the next, like boost your ranking of items the next. And that's just so they have I feel like that's just to encourage sellers to like keep going. Do you upload items from Walmart to Amazon that sells third party? Do you trust Walmart itself? No, I only trust Walmart. Tyler, I got screwed by Walmart. My account is suspended. They shipped lots of products late, shipped wrong products, and didn't send tracking numbers to me. Have you run into that problem with them? So, Adam, actually, one of my accounts, I never got suspended from Walmart, but one of my accounts I'm not able to log into anymore, and nobody at Walmart can tell me how I can log back into it. Like it says that my email doesn't exist. And I know for a fact it exists because I have thousands of emails from them with orders, and I can't go back and look at those anymore. Like I just have to keep the emails pretty much as receipts at this point. And Walmart won't tell me why. But one of my VAs actually said they ran into the problem before with another person, where if you start doing too much volume on Walmart, your account can like have issues and you just won't be able to log in. They don't tell you, they don't send you an email or anything. It's just like your account's done. But I have like 10 accounts at Walmart, so not worried about it too much. Yeah, Sergio, I mean, if you want to manually check price drops, then you can do that. But for me, I just rely on Paribus, get like $500 to $1,000 a month back from Paribus. Should you ever delete listings that have gotten a lot of sales and now say, John, see, that's what so John's question, should you ever delete listings that have gotten a lot of sales and now say on the listing, even if they aren't selling in the last 60 days? I'm kind of torn on that right now, because I see some dropshippers that literally delete everything that hasn't had a sale in like the last 60 days or the last 30 days. And I even know a dropshipper, an Israeli dropshipper on Sale Freaks, that deletes his listings if they haven't sold in the last 15 days. So that's kind of extreme in my opinion, but he still makes money, so it obviously works. With me, I can't delete something that was a good seller 60, like, or not even 60 days ago, at any point. I like try to do my best to try to get the item to sell again. Do I like selling more expensive items? Yeah. I mean, for sure, but the best selling items are going to be, I can't say, well, the add-on items now, obviously, you're not going to be able to do those because of what I said with the Amazon update. But the best selling items are going to be the ones that are lower priced, so under $50. Those are going to be the ones that you really get consistent sales on. They're going to be your best sellers. So it's nice to have the more expensive items mixed in there, but to build a good base of high selling items, you need the items under $50. Yeah, Legus. One of them is Chili Hunter. How important is sale through rate, and how do we boost it? So you boost it by deleting your non-selling items, and just lowering the price on the ones that had sold before and aren't selling anymore. That's how you boost sell through rate. So that question's pretty straightforward. But how important it is, that's something that a lot of dropshippers debate on. A lot of people say that eBay algorithm, that it prefers sellers who have a high sell-through rate versus ones who have, a lot of stale listings or whatever. But for me, I've the only reason I delete listings is to be cost efficient, not really to care about my sell-through rate as much. Yeah, Thailand, good point. I mean, I've heard of regular sellers who get throttled too. Amit, what if Amazon asks you for invoice? What is the best thing to do at that point? Get an invoice. Get one from a supplier in if you're selling anything from China, contact them, help you get an invoice, make your own invoice. They're not going to follow up on it. Yeah, I was. I don't worry about negative feedbacks anymore. I don't try to get them removed. I just let them be. Doesn't affect my sales, in my opinion. I used to freak out when I got a negative. Like I remember I went 500, 300. It was like I can't remember 300 to 500. I know it's a big range, but it was like 300 to 500 feedbacks without or sales, 300 to 500 sales, not feedbacks, without ever getting a negative. So then I got a negative and I freaked out, and luckily I got it removed. But I don't care. That was so long ago. That's why the range is so big, because I just forgot. Um, yeah, Dante, yeah, for sure. 99% is not bad. Like I've never been below 90. I've never been below 98.5% ever. When is the best time to upgrade to an anchor store? How many listings? 3,750 is the break-even point for an anchor store. All right. Seeing some dropshippers selling items for zero profit, benefit of a certain percentage on your items. Yeah, John Smith. So these dropshippers are they're taking back-end profit, meaning they're getting cashback, credit card cashback, all of that stuff. So all right, I'll just see a lot of dropshippers. Wait, it could be they changed the email address. Can you reverse it by order number? Which account was placed through? Yeah, take it seriously. I tried to contact support. I gave them order numbers. They saw that the order numbers were valid, but then they never got back to me. They said they were escalating it. They never got back to me. That was months ago. Yeah, John, you have to have a good mix of higher priced items and lower priced items, with lower priced items being probably more important. Um, 80% of my items are probably below $75, and then the 20% are above $75. Yasin, I heard people can use Amazon Prime or tax exempt for all their Amazon Prime accounts. I don't personally do it, so. How do I get people from Puerto Rico to stop ordering? That's a setting in eBay that you just need to change. You need to not allow. I want to go to my eBay settings right now and see. So yeah, it's literally just a setting that you say you don't want to ship to Puerto Rico, Hawaii, Alaska. Let's see. Site preferences. So it's gonna be under site preferences. It's been so long since I've changed my settings. Shipping preferences. All right. Okay, so what you're going to do is go to site preferences. So go to account settings, site preferences on the left, and then under shipping preferences, go to exclude shipping locations from your listings. And then it says domestic, Alaska, Hawaii, US proctorates, and APO, FBO. I have all those checked. So I don't ship to any of those. And then I also don't do international shipping. No, don't go to the listing and update it. Wait, yeah, you want to do it in bulk, so don't go to the listing and update this. You want to do it on all your listings at once. So go to the policy and change it. Yeah, they'll confiscate it for like a few months, and eventually you'll get it back if you keep fighting. All right, so yeah, it's 6:30. Just wanted to thank you guys for coming on this live, and I was gonna start doing them Mondays at 8, but I actually want to do them in the middle of the week. I want to do Wednesdays at 8, and then I'll just do random lives. And a lot of times, we talk about the same thing in the lives. So if you guys feel like you missed anything here or whatever, look at the last live that I did, and a lot of these same questions were answered, maybe even more in depth than now, because I guess at this point I kind of run through them because I've hit on them before, but I got to realize it's new people coming in. So I apologize on that. If you guys have any more questions, just leave them in the comments, and I will answer those for you the best I can. And I really appreciate you guys stopping by for sure. All right, wait. Thailand Heron has one more question. Do you give feedback to your buyers? Yeah, I do give feedback to my buyers, and it's automated. So I don't actually have to. It's just whenever the payment comes in, the feedback is automatically left. Because I used to get so many annoying. But yeah, thanks guys, and subscribe. And I hope you like this video. Appreciate you guys. Peace.